Hello, this is a quick review of adding and subtracting fractions. You should have already completed the full lesson on how to do this and why it works, and this should be a revision opportunity. So let's look at our first question, which is 2/3 add 1/5. The key thing to remember here is when you add and subtract fractions, you must have a common denominator. Remember, this is not so for multiplying and dividing, only for adding and subtracting. So common denominators, to find a common denominator, we look for our lowest common multiple, and to do this I write out my times tables for each of the denominators until I find a multiple that is in both sets or in both lists, and it's the lowest multiple. So this is my lowest common multiple for both of these numbers is 15. So I'm now going to make my denominator 15 for the first fraction, and this can be better done separately. So I could do down here, I might take my 2/3 and I'm going to write my denominator as 15. I want an equivalent fraction, and to go from here to here I multiply by 5. So to ensure they are equivalent, which means they have the same value, I also multiply that by 5. I get 10/15. Now 1/5 I need to make again. My denominator is going to be 15 because that is my new common denominator. I multiply from 5 to 15, I'm multiplying by 3, and from 1 to 15 I multiply by 3, so this is 3/15. So now writing my question out with my new denominators, I can write 10/15, so these are my new equivalent fractions as well, 3/15, and that's 13/15, which is great. Need to just check, can I simplify that? Can I write it in a simpler form as an equivalent fraction? No, I can't, because 13 is a prime number, so therefore there isn't going to be a common factor for both 13 and 15 other than the number 1, and that would not simplify a fraction. Okay, and here's our next example, which is 1 1/3 subtract 3/4. Now to do this, to start with, you need to change 1 1/3 into a improper fraction. To help you do this, you can draw a diagram. Off you go. Let's write that as an improper fraction to start with. Press pause. When you've done that, press play.